Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. 5 ways we can overcome the stigma of mental illness. The first one is they assume whenever someone has mental illness, they have taken drugs. That's not always the case. Sometimes they can be so patronizing. Oh, stay away from drugs. They can be very patronizing. I'm not looking down on people that have taken drugs and, they've had a mental breakdown, but that's not always the case. And it's quite patronizing and ignorant just to say when you see someone out of their mind, it's not because they've taken drugs. The second one is they assume if someone suffers from mental illness, they are, possessed by demons. That's not always the case. Someone could be having, a breakdown because of their nervous system, their brain, the brain chemicals, and something to do with the body. It's not always possessed by a demon. The third one is they assume the person is being punished and cursed for the bad they've done. Well, we're not perfect human beings. We make mistakes, and we do things we're not proud of. When you see someone out of their mind, it's not because they were bad people and they're getting revenge, and they're getting what's done to them because of they're being punished. That's not the case. It's because sometimes it's genetics, sometimes it's the brain, health. It's not always the case of someone doing bad and it going on to them. The fourth one is they are not aware that word curses, witchcraft attacks can be done on good Christians. If someone's sheltered and they have low self-esteem and they're not aware, they don't have discernment, there could be familiar spirits in church giving prophetic words, speaking bad about people, and because of low self-esteem and they're scared of change. Some women stay in church for years, even if the church is cultish and they speak horrible words about their family. They just stay there. Familiar spirits speaking word curses and speaking bad over their kid's life. And they just stay there because they're so scared of change. They have low self-esteem. It could be that they love drama and they're not delivered themselves, and they love drama and they have low self-esteem and they're scared of change. But some people are sheltered. They're easily trusting and they're naive. And so when bad things happen in life, they think, oh, my breakthrough's coming. And the breakthrough hasn't come in years. But it's because they go to a witchcraft church. They go to a cult. They just stay there, stuck and bitter, and act like the victim. But, God has given them signs that they need to leave, but they haven't left because they're scared. And they have low self-esteem. The fifth one is, they don't realise that you can get mental illness through, genetics. Brain chemical balance, not enough grey matter in the brain, trauma, the nervous system. They don't understand that. Some people just don't understand that people could go through trauma. Their nervous system is not built like other people. They're highly sensitive. Some people are prophetic, but they weren't mentored properly. They got tore down. They got humiliated. They end up being people pleasers. There's so much prophets in the world. They're supposed to be activating their gifts, but they got tore down because leaders have low self-esteem. And they compete with them instead. They will do word curses. They try to stop their calling because of jealousy and bitterness and pride. So it's so important to understand that when it comes to mental illnesses, we need to break the shame and not become ashamed, because it's going to keep happening. Especially people are trying to take weed. They're trying to, they're trying to take drugs and sleeping tablets just to get over their day, just to sleep properly because of all the corruption and injustice and abuse and scapegoating at work. But we need to show people that they can get healing from God. Going to counselling, nothing wrong going to counselling, nothing wrong with getting therapy and going to the gym, working out, having self-care. It's not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. Hope that helped. If you need any counselling or coaching or prayer requests, email me. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my channel.